Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. SJK here, and today we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super. And if you are a Dragon Ball fan, Dragon Ball fanatic, and if you haven't been living under a rock, then you wouldn't know that the show was ending. But since you probably are a Dragon Ball fan, and that's why you're watching this, yeah, Dragon Ball Super is coming to an end, drawing to a close at the end of March. I believe it is March 25th is the last episode of Dragon Ball Super, meaning that yes, the Tournament of Power arc is the last arc in Dragon Ball Super. Now, this news broke last week by translators such as Herms98 on Twitter, who is a incredibly reliable source for translating anything Dragon Ball for like the past, I don't know, 10 years or more. Meaning like he is the most reliable source. He is reporting that, Fuji TV, I believe it's Fuji TV, right? Or whatever network the Dragon Ball Super is on the air over there in Japan, is looking to be being replaced by February by another anime, and there's no exact return date for Dragon Ball Super. And then later on, it was confirmed that Dragon Ball Super as a series is coming to an end, but that the Dragon Ball franchise will carry on. Now, a lot of speculation is quite simply that this was already planned, but also for the main reason being that there's another Dragon Ball movie coming in at the end of this year, December. That has to do some. I think it was something translated similar to the title of the True Power of the Saiyans, or the Origin of the Power Set, something like that. We have a Dragon Ball movie coming in December, so it makes sense that they're pulling a lot of key animators from Dragon Ball Super and having them concentrate on the movie, so the movie could look gorgeous, so the movie can look beautiful. But the series coming to an end, man, I have so many mixed feelings on Dragon Ball Super coming to an end because, like a lot of people, I had a lot of issues with the series, but at the same time, I also love the series. It was give and take, kind of like an abusive relationship, but the person who's abusing you is more on, for me, is more on the loving side, and they are abusive. Whatever. I don't know why I went into that analogy and turned into that. I'm sorry. But, yeah, like, I felt like Dragon Ball Super was starting to hit its stride. You know what I mean? I felt like it was starting to get really good, and it's a shame that it ended. Like it's going to end in March. I was hoping that it would go further beyond that, you know. But there's no word, if like we know Dragon Ball Super is coming to an end, but there's no word if there's gonna be an anime, another Dragon Ball series to follow Super. Like if we're gonna get another anime to follow it or not. Or maybe the future of Dragon Ball is just simply going to go back to doing movies yearly, kind of like what Digimon has been doing with their Digimon Try series. Release a series of movies, and that's the entire arc told in movies. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe it'll fix, some pacing issues. Maybe it'll fix animation issues and continuity issues. I don't know. That might be better, but as of right now, we know Super's done. We know that the franchise is carrying on, but Super as a show is done. And I'm wondering, and I'm curious as of how Dragon Ball Super is coming to an end, because we have the Tournament of Power. It's coming to an end. You know, does this end? Um, does this end with Goku meeting up with Oob and flying off with Oob to train him, or do we go to the route of um, possibly getting some type of retcon of the entire series, which I think would piss off a lot of people? And what I mean by retcon is like, does Jiren win? Does Jiren win the Tournament of Power, and the wish that he makes, he comes to the conclusion of, what, Goku and Vegeta are just far too dangerous to exist with this type of power. I'm gonna go ahead and make it wish that I'm gonna go ahead and make the wish with the Super Dragon Balls, um, to make things like if Goku and Vegeta never got involved with the gods, and maybe, with that happening, Goku never meets Beerus, and then they could do some type of tie-in to where they prevent Pilaf, um, not Pilaf, Sorbet from wishing Frieza back. And then the timeline just goes right into GT, and GT officially becomes canon in a way, and it remains a part of the story. If they went that route, you could keep GT in the continuity of the anime. You know what I mean? Because Goku and Vegeta never meet Beerus. They never taste God Ki. They never attain Super Saiyan Blue and any of that stuff. You know what I mean? And, they still get the regular ending of Z, and everything plays out with Dragon Ball GT as we had already known it before Super. That could be a thing. Or, Goku and gang win, and, maybe we get some stuff in between where he flies off with Oob into the end of Z, and that's it. Like if they write it in a way where this ends with Goku flying off with Oob, the same Z ending, then this officially eliminates GT as being canon to the anime. That's the big question mark. Because as of right now, there's no way GT could be, canon in any way. With the existence of Beerus and God Ki and Super Saiyan Blue, Whis, the Angels, Hit, all these characters they introduce, all these powers and all these theories and all these techniques make it next to impossible for anything in GT to make sense. Other than it's an alternate timeline, it's an alternate story. That's the only thing that does make sense. But, like I told you, like if they do like a semi-retcon of, like all these guys are too dangerous, let's make it to where they never meet and never mingle with the gods. And boom, everything goes right back to normal, and we still get Dragon Ball GT, and it's still canon to the anime. It makes everybody happy. And the reason I say that is because in Japanese and in North America and around the world, despite the fact that there's a lot of people that don't like Dragon Ball GT, there's a huge contention of the fan base that very much still loves Dragon Ball GT. And Dragon Ball GT is still a part of DLC. It's still a part of Dokkan Battle. It's a major marketing tool in anything. Dragon Ball Heroes, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, you name it. GT characters are, for the most part, they're everywhere, man. So I feel like maybe Super might get retcon, sort of like in a dream sequence. Maybe, like I said, this whole thing gets reversed. They make it to where Goku and Vegeta never met the gods, never mingled with the gods, and we get GT. And everything goes back to as we know it. and no one remembers what happened in the in the years in between, leading up to the end of Z. So I don't know. I mean, that's the main question for me. Is how Super will end. That's the main question, and of course I'm bummed out about it. And I know a bunch of other people are bummed out. If you're bummed out, let me know in the comment section why. If you're not, let me know in the comment section why. But remember, guys, this is not the end of Dragon Ball. The franchise is going on. It will continue to go on. It prints money. But Dragon Ball Super as a series is coming to an end. So you give me your opinions on it coming to an end. And you let me know how you think Super will end. When the dust settles, what will be the ending to this show? You guys let me know. And as usual, guys, do me a solid. Hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell and the notifications so you know when my videos upload so you can watch them. And remember, no matter when you're watching this, time of day, whatever, don't forget to smile. And I'll catch you guys later.